Hello everyone, this is Lauren with Bold Motion Quilting. We are on to our next video for our free motion quilt along with our bunny panel, created by Stacy Yakula for Quilting Treasures. If you still want to get one and participate, the videos will be up until December 31st, till the new year. You can order the fabric panel on fabric.com. So I want to go over the flower with you today. We're going to go ahead and do that. I have the first video that I did was the outer border with the leaves and the single feathers. And I'm moving into the flower today because I've already kind of secured my outer border and I'm going to work my way towards the middle generally. However, I'm lazy and I don't want to change thread colors. So I'm going to show you a crazy way to go ahead and just do your quilt without worrying about where you have to start and where you have to stop. Because in the end, it's all going to work out and it's all going to be okay. So what I've done is I've got a piece of plexiglass on here and I've shown you kind of the design for how we're going to quilt the flower petals. Okay, so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top and we're going to follow the curve of our petal until we get to the bottom. We're going to follow it around, complete our shape. Okay, we'll bump back and we'll come down and put like a little middle of a petal in there. And we're just going to stitch over what we've already stitched here. And this hopefully will be quilted better. When we come here, we're going to do our little secondary design for the outside. You'll notice I made this a little pointed because this is the only petal that isn't pointed as much as the other ones, and it really bothers me. So when I quilt it, I'll probably point it out just a little bit. When you come back up to the middle, then we're just going to kind of dot to dot. So instead of touching this middle spot, we're going to imagine that we're hitting these dots about 1/4 of an inch away. And we're going to play the dot to dot game. Okay, once we get here, we're going to do the worm shape. So if I ever say worm shape, pebble, whatever, these are shapes that I have on my YouTube channel, Bold Motion Quilting, and you can look at them to get a feel for how to do them if you're not quite sure. So the worm shape we're going to go ahead and do in here. It's like some upside down C shapes, and you're just going to follow your previous stitching lines to come out. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that over and over as we go through, getting these little ones in the background as we come up to them. But I'll go ahead and get started quilting. There's barely any space for this plexi to fit under my hopping foot. So I'm just going to work my way from left to right. Get my microphone cord out of the way here so I don't accidentally stitch over it. Okay. And before you get started quilting, you want to make sure that the top of your quilting space you can reach with your needle as well as to the bottom of your quilting space, which we are barely there. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am just going to tack off my thread right here so I don't really have to backtrack if I don't want to. So I'm going to come out the left side of my petal. Okay, and then what you want to do with those threads so they're not in your way, just kind of pull them over to the side where you're not going to be stitching until you can stitch away from them. And then clip them off. I like to clip them off right away. If you see me wearing a jacket, it's very cold. I live up in Northeast Ohio. It's probably only like 45 degrees outside, but my brain's telling me that winter's coming and it's just so cold. So we're going to follow the gentle curve of our flower. Go as fast or as slow as you need to go. It flicks out a little bit on the corners. Come up to the middle. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to follow that up to the top again. And I'm trying to backtrack as the least as possible. So, or not backtrack, but I don't want to have to clip off threads. So I'm just trying to get in and out of my spaces. So I'm back in the middle. I'm back where I started. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, I'm going to follow it to the tip, and then just only have to travel a very little bit to get to my little outer petal. Okay. Follow that line very slowly. So now we're going to do that little diamond, kind of wonky diamond in T-shape. And then if you want to take, you stop right when you hit that stitch line in between the two petals. If you want to take your water-soluble marker, give yourself a place to stop for that inner T that you're going to make. Just do 3 little dots. Then when you're back to the beginning, you're going to do that worm shape. And that worm shape is best when you kind of drive into the sides. And then just follow what you stitched out very carefully. Now, I don't want to have to stitch on this line again if I don't have to, so I'm just going to follow this outer line of my little funky diamond. Follow the shape of my petal. Go up until I've reached that little divot where the gray starts. Then you're going to have to do a bump to cover this area right here to get to the edge where you stitched the last petal. And you're going to have to backtrack that. Then come down. Follow that same line. Then we're going to do our next big petal, and we just repeat this as we go. I will be quite surprised if I don't run out of bobbin thread, but we'll just address that when it actually happens. Oh, gotta stop there for a second. Sorry there, I hit a weird spot. I'm gonna go ahead and come down. And then you just backtrack what you did. Now this one is really round. You can make it round if you want, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of a point. That's the alarm to get my kids from school. But the neighbors got it today, so I'm going to ignore it. Come down to your point. Then you just got to backtrack. Now we're going to get to our ladybug. I'm going to turn off that alarm, it's driving me nuts. And I want to go around our ladybug. So let's stitch to her, and then let's just stitch around her to give her some more life. Do our weird T diamond. Again, you can mark these if you want, or you can make them wonky with me. I like it that way. Then once you get through with it, you travel out. I could probably stop explaining at this point. I'm sure you get the idea. I just really can't help myself. Messed it up just a smidge. Good thing we're just doing this for fun. And the last petal, and then you follow it to the edge. And then you just want to tack off those threads a little bit back and forth and cut them off. Man, that thing is moving violently right now. I need to put it to medium. If you hear my pooch barking, it's because my little ones are at the door and I need to go get them. But this is our little flower. She came out rather nice. And it's got some wonderful texture. Thank you all for joining me today with this quilt along for the flower. She feels lovely. I just can't, I've got to touch it. Tomorrow we're gonna drop a video where we're doing the gray. So we're gonna do the bunny, we're gonna do the pebbles in the middle, and we're gonna do the back and forth. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, Bold Notion Quilting Facebook page. You can like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And please make sure to share this with your friends if you think that it's something that they might enjoy. Take care and God bless.